Hello friends, warm welcome to the session. We have seen PHP, data types, variables and operators, part 2 previously. In part 2, I have explained about variables. Let us see the examples of variables in this session. Before peeping into the session, let's recall its rules. A variable name should start with $sign. It can be a letter or an underscore. It cannot be a number. The very first letter of a variable should not be a number. Variable name can be an alphanumeric character, a combination of alphabets and numbers. Variable names are case sensitive. As given in the example, $small h and $capital H is different. It can hold different values. It need not be a same value. Next, we have gone through the scope of variables: local, global, and static. Local is like defining a variable within a function or defining a variable and its value at one point and accessing it anywhere in the entire program outside the functions. Next is global. If we need not define a variable inside a function, and again, if we need to access a variable within a function, we can use global keyword to call any variables defined outside the function. Instead of global keyword, we can also use global's array. We can access the array values as global's array to perform the same action. Next scope of variable is static. By using static keyword, we can retain the old data of a variable without deleting it when a function is called repeatedly. In the last session, I have explained the same with an example. Please have a look into that session from our eKCS channel. Now let us see the programs with some examples. So before executing a program, run the WAMP server. And to access the files in a browser, type localhost and be ready to run a file once coding is done. To start with, I'm creating HTML tags with a body section. Within the body section, I'll be including the PHP scripts. As said in previous sessions, we should define the PHP keywords properly as I have given here. So here I'm creating a variable called $txt and assigning a value to it. Now I'm trying to print the statement. Here, the text given within the quotation is printed. As said earlier, the print statement in PHP is echo. Now, here you can use double quotes instead of single quotes. Both performs the same action. Now, let me try to change the value of the variable, and now I'll call this variable in a sentence. Here I'm including $txt. Observation for. So let's see the output. Personal homepage is an abbreviation for PHP. I have not given the text PHP, but how it appears. Here I have called the variable $txt. The recently assigned value for $txt is PHP. So in a program, we can change the value of a variable anywhere and at any point. The recent value will be printed. Now let us see some examples with integer values. Here I'm creating two different variables and I'm trying to print the values. Now the value 2 and 5.5 is printed. Here I have assigned 2 for the variable $a and 5.5 for the variable $b. Now let us call these variables in a function. My local data. So to define a function, first you need to type the keyword function. So next to it is function name. So a proper function should be like this: function name, open and close parenthesis, and open and close curly braces. Within the braces, you can type your scripts. Here, I'm trying to change the value of the variable assigned already. Inside as local. So to end the statement, I'm giving semicolon. Here, the value is not printed because I have not called this function. I have just defined a function. So to call a function, I'm writing the function name. Save and refresh the page. So the locally assigned value is printed. The local value for $B is 8. Now, again, if I try to print the value of $B outside the function, it is 5.5. But the recent value I have changed is 8. Here, $B retains the same 5.5 because this $B is assigned locally, whereas I have printed the value again outside the function. The locally assigned value will not reflect outside the function. I hope you understood. Now, I'm trying the global data. So here, I'll try to print the value globally. Here, I'll use the keyword global to call the variable. Sorry, I forgot to call the function. Here again, the value 5.5 is printed where the 8 is not reflected. As I told earlier, it is defined within a function which is called a local scope of variable. So it is not changing the values which is called outside this function, this particular function. But how the value $B retains inside this function? With the help of this global keyword. By using this keyword, we can retain the value anywhere in the program. Instead of global group data, I can again call with some array values. Here, I'll try to print the same with the different keyword, globals. This dollar goes in front of the keyword, and the keyword comes in capital form. This should be an array. Let me try to print this value. So here I'm adding dot in front and next to the variable. See how it appears. As the global variable called is given in this form, I have included the same in the sentence, in the print statement. So the same action is performed. Instead of global keyword, dollar globals of array notation. This performs the same action. So this denotes the index position of the array. Now let me try to add some function over here. Here I'm trying to create an addition function where I have called the variable a also with the help of globals keyword. Here I got the value 7.5 because the value of a is 2 and the value of b is 5.5. So the addition action is performed and the total value is assigned to this variable. And now this variable shows a different value. Again, to reduce the number of lines using global keyword or assigning a variable locally, we can use another type to access the local variable as global variable is using like passing a data as parameter for a function. Here, if you try to print the statement, you'll get the so $b is called and I'm calling the function. So $b shows the same value which has been performed previously. As this was the global action performed previously, this value is retained. If I hide this function, so the value of b is 5.5, which is initially assigned. So this global function reflects the difference by calling the variable as parameter. Okay, friends, let us see the operators and its examples in upcoming sessions. If you have any doubts, please share in comment sections. We'll get back to you in the next session. Do like, share, comment, and subscribe to our KCS channel for more educational videos. Thank you.